our thief for our extra chocolates. And that'll get you some more gear. Upgrades. Alright, there should be one trap after the orb. So check there. Yep, there it is. Oh! Be careful about face popping. Trap detection is a little bit finicky. We do need a res on our thief, please. Silence orb is coming up behind us on our right, so stick to the left side. And Chemist, whenever we have a raise, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, detection is a little bit ping dependent sometimes, so it can get a little wonky. Okay, and then no traps in here, so I'm gonna ask the tanks to please pull the two mobs into the alcove on the left. Pull them all the way in. See if you can detect the trap on the right, and then Ranger, you're free to pop. Pull them into the alcove all the way to the left, not in the connecting hallway. Oh, never mind, they're dead. Cool. Ranger, you're free to pop.
Does our thief know how to do the thief hallway?
We already did that.
Okay.
That was the extra room behind us at the back there. That was thief hallway stuff.
Yes, they do.
And then Ranger, if you want to throw some birds on the bridge, you can try to see if there's any traps there. Otherwise, that's it for hallways. Yeah, nice. So it looks like we got that. So after that, I'm going to ask the thief to just run up to the door to percept the trap, and then we can pop it.
I was doing call-outs, and somebody politely reminded me that I needed to join everybody before we went up. Thank you. Okay, cool. Now is a great opportunity for everybody to review the slides in the Rapid DS slide. So the Slime slide, the Snowball slide, and the Fire Tower slide. Captains, please go ahead and place 1, 2, 3 ABC markers and save them for future use if you plan on coming back. They should be roughly at the Fire Tower spawn positions, like where I'm jumping, going around. They're used for a couple different things, and I'll mention them as they come up. Dead Stars, this is a tough fight. Take a look at slide 5. The most important thing here, at the start, we are going to assign parties to bosses as indicated. So 1, 2 will be on green Phobos, 3, 4 will be on purple Nereid, 5, 6 will be on red Triton. Note that green is on the left and purple is on the right and Triton's in the center. We do this because it ends up working out later that the numbers go up going around if we split people up like this. So that's all that is. When you engage your boss, yes, Aqua, that is correct. When you engage your boss, the first attack, the decisive battle, is going to pass out filter tethers. You might get a tether to a different boss if our parties are not perfectly balanced, which they might not be. If you get a tether for a boss other than your own, please switch to attacking that boss at least whenever you have a filter tether. Thankfully, major mechanics do not happen while they have the tethers. It's just the busters and the stacks that need to be pointed outside. The worst case scenario is we have a tank buster or a healer stack that is targeting somebody that is filtered to the wrong boss and they have not corrected their tether. That will prevent them from pointing the stack outside. So please pay attention to the tinking of the invulnerability hits and the fact that your filter color is different debuff than everybody else. Cool. So that's the minor, those are the minor mechanics that happen between the major things, is these stacks and tank busters. First major mechanic is a memory game that involves receiving a hot or cold debuff with 3 stacks or less. The slimes are cold and hot themselves, and you will need to get hit by the opposite color that many times to reduce your debuff stack to 0. I have a couple macros that I will use for this. The slime patterns look something like, let's say, this. So, you'll see that there are 4 little boxes with B and R in them. So this would mean that the first blue slime appeared in the northwest and the first red slime appeared in the southeast. And then they hop around. There's some additional text over on the right there. Don't worry about that unless you know what that is. What you should be doing is you should be playing the memory game where you dodge slimes that you don't need and you get hit by the opposite color all the way until you hit 0. I recommend either using cardinal directions or turning your camera and like counting up, down, left, right to yourself. The AC13 markers also could be used, though I'm not 100% on that since my markers are slightly different, but they will get you roughly to an intercard as long as you adjust. Ultimately, this is a personal responsibility mechanic. I can't exactly tell everybody directly what the safe pattern is, or can I, unless. But no, really, just pay attention and do your best. It might catch you the first time. That's okay, perfectly normal. Cool. So hopefully you survive with 0 stacks. If you don't, we'll get a chemist to raise you. We'll have to dodge some cleaves, and then we will move on to snowballs in just a second. Snowballs is the first major wall in this fight. What's going to happen is the north and southwest bosses will turn into big snowballs, and they will dash around the room 3 times, bouncing off the wall. Each of those dashes is a wild charge and a 4-man stack. So every line needs 1 party in it with a tank in front. And if we do that correctly, every time we soak a snowball dash correctly, it will lose a stack of invulnerability. After 3 dashes, the snowballs will tether 2 random players for a proximity scaling stack. The tethers need to be pulled through the center boss, but you need to stay within melee range of the center boss because there's a massive knockback that will happen to stretch your tether. Your goal is to, from melee range, get knocked back all the the way to the wall, and then stack tight with everybody at the wall with your tether. Again, your tether needs to be straight through the center. That might be, straight north-south, or it might be diagonal from that. But you can line up with a brick line, and you must be in melee range of the center boss, or you will get slammed into the wall. It's a very large knockback. It is about 22 yalms. It's either 22 or 23. This arena is 30. So just be in melee range of the center boss, and you'll be fine. And make sure that you stack tight at the end. You have a second to adjust into a tight stack. And everybody needs to be at the wall, by the way. If you are up here and you're still in the stack, you will get proximity penalized for being too close. Every individual person needs to be at the back of the stack or they will take way too much damage. When they land, you'll kill the snowballs, and if everything went well, we will not see Enrage. If we end this with some invulnerability stacks on one of the balls, chemists should attempt a reset by targeting one of their marked chemists that has already died or is already walled, and queuing a res at the end. If that's something you're not familiar with, that's okay. Just do your best. Finally, the last major mechanic and the LFG signature drill is the fire tower mechanic. You will see this on the final slide, the 7th slide, Rapid DS Fire T plus End. We're going to have some footprint markers on the ground that will signal one of three, or a pair of the 6 markers will receive Tank Buster towers that emit roll codes. So, for example, as depicted in the slide, arrows are marching from 1 to C, as well as from A to 3. That means that the towers are going to spawn on C3. As with snowballs, as with fire towers, the low numbers will take the south side, and the high numbers will take the high side. Delta attacking towers. That's about right. Yeah. Delta attack, and also the final enrage. The six-fisted fist fight or whatever. Wiggle check. Yes. Cool. Okay. Fire towers. So fire towers are tricky. So we're gonna do a drill to help with it. Let's say that the footprints are marching from 3 to 2, and the 2 marker is about to spawn as a fire tower. Teams 1, 2, and 3 will be soaking this one, while 4, 5, and 6 will be soaking the north one, but we're all going to drill this number 2 fire tower right now as though it was ours. So if I could get everybody to come up here, what's going to happen is when the Tank Buster hits, it's going to emit 1 cone that hits all the DPS, and 1 cone that hits all the healers. Or rather, it hits a random one, and we need to stack them together. So the rule is DPS are toward the wall, healers are sideways, and the tanks are in. If you have an invuln, you can soak all 3 of the tower bounces yourself. If you don't have an invuln ready, you will need to cycle in and out. If we had time to set up tank markers, this is where we would use them, but frankly, you can just remember that you'll soak 1, then 2, then 3 if you're a south tank, or a low side tank, and you'll soak 4, then 5, then 6 if you're a high side tank. If you have a job invuln, you can mitigate the first hit and then invuln 2. If you're a knight, you can also use your personal invuln in the same way, mit then invuln 2, and you can also use pledge the next time around when the fire tower repeats itself. The fire tower will trigger 2 waves of 3 tank busters. So knights are the only one that can soak all 6 on their own. So we're going to do a drill of what happens here, because there's going to be 3 cones, some puddles, and then 3 cones again. So whenever the tank buster tower hits, I'm going to call bounce. So the tank buster tower is going off 1, bounce. Tank buster is going off again, bounce. Tank buster is going off again, bounce. After the 3rd cone, wait, by the way, I just noticed somebody's out of position. Make sure that if you're a DPS, you must be pointing towards the wall, and a healer must be pointing sideways. If you are not in the correct direction for that, you will kill people by stacking the cones. DPS toward the wall, healers sideways. Okay, bounce, bounce, bounce. After 3 cones, we're all going to stack on the DPS, and we're going to bait 3 puddles in sequence. Wall, sideways, in. You can do this by keeping just outside the hitbox of the boss. Don't go too far. After the last puddle, you're going to stack here for a big line stack, and then DPS keep going, get back to the wall, healers stay, tanks get ready. There's another round of 3 bounce, bounce, bounce. So 3 cones, 3 puddles, 3 cones. Do not sprint, do not overrun. Just whatever you do, try to aim 1 puddle toward the wall, one portal sideways, one portal in there, about 90 degrees from each other. Those are the three major mechanics. At the end, I'll be able to call it the rest. It's just kind of a softened rage of the final spread. But for now, let's see how we do on Dead Stars. We will do a pull time of 1700, and yes, please check food. Seconds to pull. 25 seconds to pull. Remember, initially, groups 1 and 2 will be attacking the left green Phobos boss. 3-4 will be attacking the right Nereid Phobos boss. 5-6 will be attacking the center boss, Triton. We're going to pull them together right at the start. 10 seconds. At the start, we're going to pull them together, and then they're going to jump to their respective quadrants. 5 seconds. Caster LDs. And engage. Welcome to Dead Stars. Now's a great time to get all the AoEs out of your system before they jump away like that. Night tanks, make sure you have stance on, or main tanks in particular. This first tank buster hits very hard. If you have Phantom Guard, use it. If you have a tether, please go to the correct boss. Great, we have slimes coming up. Just a second here. Alright. Orient your camera however you'd like. Solve slimes. You'll need to pay attention to your debuff, and you're going to need to get hit by the opposite color that many times. Right, this is a small raid wide right here. Do your best, everybody else. Alright, gonna need some raises. But don't take the raise until after these cleaves. Gotta get people up as soon as you dodge this. Watch purple and red. You're gonna need to get out between them. Everybody to 3, get out between purple and red. Everybody to the 3 marker, go, 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 go. Now is the time once you're there, you can hit raises. There's going to be big raid wides coming out in just a second. Try and send all the nits that you can. Notice one of our chemists is dead, so I'll just yell that. If any other chemist is able to get a raise on Mia, it might be necessary. Now, if Mia, you're able to get a raise on somebody for a potential reset. We have a lot of people dead. Stacks are going to need to pop out. Mia, if you're able to get a res, good luck. You can raise them near the south, maybe. Okay, we're going to have Dead Stars happening here. Or sorry, obviously. Snowballs, that's the one. So 1, 2, 3 are going to be south ball. 4, 5, 6 are going to be north ball. We're a little short-staffed, so do your best here. So 1 and 4 are taking that dash, 2 and 5 are taking this dash, 3 and 6 are taking the last dash. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need a chem reset. Stacks through, ride to the wall, but this is gonna be spicy. If chemists are able to get to the wall and raise another chemist for a reset, let's get toward the 2 marker and see if you can't cast a raise. If everybody's able to wall near the south, that would be the easiest way to recover. Okay. Let's see, who was it that got raised? Okay, hold tight, everybody. We are in this. We are still in this. Nice work, Mia. All right, take your time. Slowly starting with other chemists. Get those raises up. I will try and yell out other chemists as I identify them, but good job on a successful chem reset. Not the easiest technique to pull off, but an invaluable one. chemists are Blue Dreamer, Maya of Halifax, and Thea, who's already up. Let's see. It might actually be the first rapid chem reset. I don't put a lot of emphasis on making the chem reset work. If you have a macro, you can actually tweak it to work with the, what's it called? You can tweak it to work with rapid markers. Oh, I should cancel this macro. Just been letting the, thank you, man. Just been letting the call-out macro run the whole time.
Testing.
Thankfully, we have enough time
Okay,
for
good.
another pull.
It looks like
I see the other
I
chemist.
realize
the other
I can
chemist.
talk
One other chemist is
if I
permadead.
mute
That's
myself in the
okay.
Discord and not
For
out
those of you
in
that are
real life.
permadead, you can stay and watch what
On
happens the
my
next time you
actual
pull here.
You missed me nearly screaming when everyone died, by the way. That was really funny.
Yeah, if you're able to sneak up the
It's
side.
it's not
carefully,
like
get
I
some
got it
extra
completely
raises out.
backwards because I only
Free to
had
do that.
one cold stack and then I stood in the cold instead of standing in the hot because that's how you resolve hot and cold clearly. And then I'm like, oh shit, I have 3 cold stacks. I need to go get hit by hot a bunch of times, and I somehow
Alright,
was not
we're
looking
going
at
to
where
have
hot
time
landed at
for
all and
one
managed to
good
kind
pull.
of like eyeball where it was
So
gonna go.
I'm going to set a tentative pull time for. I'm gonna say.
Oh hey, no rest
9
sickness
minutes.
with the that's interesting.
Since the enrage for this fight is about 7 or so minutes.
Oh, we're
regardless,
gonna time out.
But 9
Yeah,
minutes
there's
will give
only
us enough
11
time
minutes
for
left in the
Brink of Death to
instance.
wear off and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's so you can look at the markers and be like, I need to go, you
All
know,
in
stay-
all,
you
good
start in
first
the
attempt.
position and then you just kind of like
I,
see where you have to go for the next
I
3
may have
positions.
dog-fooded my my own slime macro incorrectly.
My food is going to
I,
last as long as this
For those of you
instance, so
wondering why I ended up with
refuse.
4 and 5 stacks, it's because I read the wrong line of my secret melee uptime aid. I had cold 3 and I should have been reading from the bottom line. But better than using some sketchy idiot's macro, you should be using your eyes and memorizing, basically call out to yourself the way that the slimes
So it's a
plop
real
down.
question if
There's
we're
some
gonna
useful
go
tricks
again,
that you
or
can
if we're gonna
use
stop
to
here.
make your life
But this
easier.
has been cool. I have no
namely
trouble with the
that
first boss.
every
The first
color
boss is a joke.
visits every intercard exactly once. Also, that the last pair is always lopsided, so there's always a safe cardinal. Okay, 60 seconds to pull time. 60 seconds from now. Now's a great. Now that you've seen snowballs as well, you can peep the boards if you like while you wait for this
I have
countdown
a
to run
strong
down.
feeling on I get how
Might make a
snowballs
little bit more
works.
sense in context.
And
believe
I
we
should
got
be
the
okay for the fire
counterclockwise
shit.
pattern that time, so it would
I
have
feel
been
like the
mirror
hot and
image
cold
of
is
what
the
you
only
see
one
there.
that's like really dangerous, at least from my brain. Alright, 30 seconds.
25 seconds to pull. Yeah, if I'm interpreting that correctly, yes. Like if you had 1 stack, you could go like 2 1 0 0 or something like that. You don't have to go straight to 0. Just don't get yourself confused with the math. Be aware. All right, 5 seconds to pull. Tank stance is on. 1 2 left, 3 4 right. 5 6 middle. Here we go again. Do your best. Make sure to chase your assigned boss and respect your long tethers. You will have some long tethers, so just be aware. Okay, don't be be out of max melee or at max melee for your boss while they do this little puddle thing. Hit the center boss now. Get ready for slimes. You'll observe your debuff, and you will observe the pattern.
A, and then we're staying at A,
There you go.
and then we're staying at A.
North is safe. All right. Chemists get ready to try to raise anybody that's about to fall over here.
I see 2 dead.
Particularly, ooh, that's unlucky. Both of our chemists are down. Do your best. Hang in there, everybody. Out to 1. Out to 1. This one was for all the marbles.
Oh god, make it. Okay, I
Get
made
back
it.
in there. Target your boss again. Get ready for a delta attack. Please gather in the center just to
Okay.
solidarity. We don't do split parties, so it's not the end of the world. But big heals, big mitts. Delta attack is the hardest hitting thing in this boss. 3 big hits now. 1, 2, 3. Outside of your boss. Outside of your boss. Take the stacks together. Good. Big heals if you can. Okay, hang in there. Snowballs. 1, 2, 3, southwest. 4, 5, 6, north.
Southwest.
1, 2, 3 are doing the southwest ball in order. 4, 5, 6 are doing the north ball in order. Tank in front every hit. Unless you have Shirahado. First lines are for 1 and 4. That's the 1-4 line, same pattern as last time then. 2-5 line,
My birdie.
3-6 line, in position everybody. 4 per stack to resolve correctly.
Oh god. That
Okay,
is my
great. Tethers
stack.
through the center. Ride from melee range to the wall. Zack tight. Kill the snowball. If you
Okay,
can.
that was good.
Okay, we got an invuln stack on
healing
this side
wasn't
and
great,
each
but-
side. Okay, so we're missing somebody in each line. That is okay. Go to the south if you want to get a res and maybe save yourself a re-level. But I think actually both of our chemists are down, so that might not be so doable. But I'm just gonna double check in case I miscounted. I'm fairly confident though.
Yeah,
that
I mean, my
is-
tank and my co-healer were
for
dead at that point.
Right. So I'm gonna cancel this macro.
It was just we
We're
didn't
at
have. I think we didn't have enough mans in the
725.
stack actually
I
to do it.
I'm gonna say leave South Horn now, and we'll see if we still have quorum for a quick, rapid run back. Go ahead and leave the instance. If you need to dip now, please dip from the party. If we still have quorum after dipping from this, we'll do a no bonus loot hallways run and see if we can't touch Dead Stars one more time. Please leave South Horn now.
What was the max
Please
HP threshold?
leave
Like, how much max
South
HP did
Horn
we have in there? I was not paying
now.
attention to that.
If you must go, please dip from the party finder now as well.
Oof, people are leaving. Well, they said that as long as there's 24, we can do it. Like 24 was like the minimum that you can do.
Okay, how are we looking? Still need Dew and Garrett to leave the
Okay,
horn.
yeah, we were really like I couldn't fix that even if I had stuff up, which I didn't because I used all of it on Delta Attack. That Delta Attack hit like a fucking truck, by the way. I mean, of course, I was
2
I
more
was
need to
solo
leave the
emitting
horn
it,
now.
but
I
even
did not
with the
macro to leave horn,
Bardments-
unfortunately. Keep making bad assumptions about people being in voice.
Bard mitts are very good though. I do like the Bard mitts. Yeah, that raid
Okay.
wide fucked.
I'm going to assume that since Garrett and if Garrett and Zisha are not in voice, I'm going to just remove them from the party for now. Just at me if you need back in. So we don't have much time for a cheeky run back. Let me see what the spread looks like right now. I will put the PF right now up for just a little bit. Again, we might not be able to have a third run in. If we don't get enough for a third run in a couple minutes, then I will queue us back in to level, because if you want to do Knuckles runs or any other host's run like Watato, who is going to be the one hosting tomorrow, they will expect you to have level 20 when you show up. So it is good form, good manners to show up fully re-leveled and ready to go. That being said, even though our parties are a little lopsided, we technically still have quorum. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ready check. I'm gonna see how far we get. I see that we have F. Oh, F needs a tank. Okay, can we get an Alliance A? Like, can we get Pichu or Mahjong to declare a swap to F and rejoin on F? Yeah, chemists are great.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to level
Big fan of having
chemist.
an extra chemist.
That seems very strong. Although Bard is really good. Bard is Bard
Okay, it looks like
Phantom
Pichu's
Job
shuffling.
is super useful, but having more chemists means you can raise, and that does seem kind of vital. I was expecting to come in here on Viper, but they were short on healers,
Alright.
so I swapped so that
I'll
we
try
wouldn't
another ready
die.
check here. Again, this is a cheeky, speedy
Because
run.
like I have gear.
Also, since we have a party
Yeah,
with
Bard has good bits.
4 players in it, we're gonna do a CE and a Fate.
It's what do you call it? It's got a basically
I'm gonna pull
the reason we
I'm gonna pull
survived
PF
that
down
Delta
right
attack
now,
was
and we're
because I
gonna
gave
queue in.
everyone 20% max HP.
So we're just gonna do noise complaint for this one, because especially for low man, as much as I love you guys, I have seen parties of modest size fail Calamity Bound, and that would be like the most tragic way for this night to end. Captains, go ahead and mark yourselves. Let's kill some Garulas and do ye
would be
old
funny,
Vice
though.
Fate. It would be really funny. I'm not gonna deny that.
Where are we going? Oh, Garulas.
Yes, captains can go ahead.
Wait,
and
no, I
shout.
hate Garulas. Not the Garula fucking. Oh, that's the worst. I
Alright,
would
kill
do
some
Calamity
Garulas.
Unbound like 15 times before I did the Garula fate. I hate that fate.
We can all mark each other once we hit the CE proper.
Alright, it's up.
There we go. Alright, get in the zone. The auto zone. Anybody? That's okay.
Get in the zone. Out of the zone. The old
Psychic damage.
2000s ones
Yeah.
had an amazing jingle.
Mm. Let's try to convince somebody it was the zone where the auto attacks happened. I'm not sure I was successful. Marking my captains. Mark. Once again, a big thank you to those chemists for that very fabulous chemist reset. Very textbook, very useful skill, and doing it on non-standard markers, no less. Most parties actually use 1 through 6 to set the chemist reset macro markers, but you know, a marker is a marker. There are actually some handy benefits to doing the markers like this, other than using. I mainly do it because of the way that we do our strategies, but for example, if our tanks actually mark circle cross square, or sorry, circle cross triangle, you don't even need a macro. There are new buttons in the general tab of actions and traits that let you directly target each of the different shapes. There are also buttons that target the lowest number attack, bind, or ignore target within range. Unfortunately, they don't let you cycle through targets. But you know, just imagine if you had, you know, if your main tanks were both berserkers and one of them had a circle and one of them had a plus, you could actually use those circle target and plus target buttons that aren't macros to target them for Bell. Very neat. There you are. Okay, I was wondering where my 6th captain was. Is over there generating limit for us like a team player. Good. Once again, this is a nice reminder to be on a phantom job that you would like to level before switching back to a phantom job that you have mastered for tower. Once we get this fate in order, we're going to clean it up with, it looks like, a fate in the northwest. The Winged Terror is our target. Yeah, the funny thing about that is that if people, if the developer loop had actually, like, manifested as they had hoped, people would be just in Horn in between each pull leveling. And I'll be real, I have thought about trying to run a session like that, where we just hang out in Horn, and go back to back to back. It's a little bit slower on the tower requeue, but honestly, it might not be that much slower. I think the real only drawback at this point is the fact that you're not able to relist the party finder, so you have basically no control over whether people can make it back in or not. You're at the mercy of whether you are the hot instance or not. But the loop was always supposed to be that you would just do Forked Tower whenever the weather changed. And sadly, that never came to fruition. But unless it's about 10 weeks till North Horn comes out, can we make it a thing? Who knows? Maybe it just takes one or two people with hope in their hearts shouting LFG Tower in Horn chat to make it happen. Hey, that's all it takes. Actually takes a lot more than that. I've tried with one or two people. But I am kicking around the idea of one of these days, like converting my my Sunday session to PsyOps Sunday, where we queue like 12 people or 24 people into Horn, and we have them all pretend like it was a completely spontaneous group. I have picked up stragglers before, though. I have picked up, I want to say, a total of 2 or 3 random people that came into the instance while we were re-leveling, which is honestly very cool. Might be some of the only people in the history of NA to actually experience that. Though I wouldn't be surprised if it happened a couple times on, like, launch week.
Yeah. That's one of the things I like about BA is, even if, like, if you're an instant, generally, you can get in.
Yeah. Castrum was very similar, if I recall, as well. I think, honestly, there are a lot of things that you could blame, but I think fundamentally it boils down to Tower is not a fate that appears on the map that prevents other fates from spawning. If it was, it wouldn't be an issue, I think. Even with all the bullshit requirements. Okay, please return and go to the northwest. We are going to go kill the Winged Terror to get our tap in. Our wonderful 7.5 exclusive content, the 600 experience tap in. Killing those level 26 mobs is actually really effective. I didn't realize that without a chain, they gave like 500 XP. It really means you only need to tag like 2 of them.
Yeah, the issue we were having was tagging them and getting credit.
Yes, yeah, you have to kind of cycle out and let the people that have been struggling to make sure that they have that they're the ones that get it started. And it does help if they're on like a job that, like Cannoneer, where they can just pop something off and get on the table. But yeah, that is probably the most awkward part about it. Slow. If you've done a good chunk of DPS to this, just slow down a little bit just to make sure that everybody can make it in time. There are a couple of people that may be loading in slowly. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem, but I think that's only like, I think that if people treated it like a fate, then people would be willing to bang their heads against that repeatedly until they figured it out. Like, if people were queuing for it on the regularly without the need for Party Finder, they would figure that out eventually. I think everything ends up being compounded by the simple fact that nobody tries it. And part of, like, people that don't queue for people that don't join Discords or see this party finder go up simply don't do Fort Tower. That's not the number. That's not the amount of practice the devs thought people were going to get on it. They thought people were going to be fighting so much to try this content that they would have to outbid each other with ciphers to get in. And it's really just that one crucial knot kind of unraveled much of the loop for how Southhorn was supposed to work. Okay, please head back and let's get to that gazebo. I will run the gazebo macro now. Yeah, they probably thought they could escalate from how people behaved in other instances, but I think some of the changes that they had made kind of removed some key, I'll say lubrication that made the gears of the system turn correctly. And I think the biggest thing is that this isn't a big, yes, it's weather, but it's not a thing on the map that appears unless people are already in there. Let's make sure you get into the center and offer a cipher.
I also think having to pay to enter is a deterrent, because
if you're farming up, it feels like a pretty high risk. I think that was probably a misplay as well. I think they just overestimated how risk averse people were to paying that cost in. Yes, please go ahead and yell if you are a specialist. Mina, that's great to hear. That's the best possible testimony that I could hear, I think. Because the reality is Fort Tower is really fun. And if people knew how much fun it was, I don't think they would mind the 600 silver cost. But it's there's kind of an unfortunate loop in both the perception of it leading to an even steeper barrier to entry that was originally intended. So
this guy's delusional, and 99% of it is just the fact that you can't raise.
The House of Cards collapsed.
If you could raise, and if there wasn't a
and that's
absolutely
also I'm
asinine
glad that you
raise
mentioned that,
restriction
Helen.
in that instance,
One of
everyone
my
would
party
do
members
it.
said, I joined
all they have
because
to do is turn
Ava
off the
Plus
raise
scared me
restriction.
how formal it felt.
Like,
and yes,
and
the formality is
they
actually
can leave the raise restriction on
formality
in
is
combat,
the least choony thing
but
in the
just
world.
let us
And
raise out
Fort
of
Tower
combat.
is all about weird
And don't end it if
gothy
everyone dies.
bullshit.
Just let people prog it like any
made
other
up in your
fucking
head
piece of
delusion
content.
fun
People would
times.
do it. It's not that
Yes,
hard.
if the Low Thief and Low Ranger could announce themselves from marking, that would be swell.
Also, it's really funny to me
I think the whole shooting
that I died on the bird because I never die on the bird, and I always die on that
elusive
stupid
secret to get into.
The stupid charging elephant
actually
kills
ended
me
up
every
backfiring
fucking
on them.
time, and I did it perfectly, and then I
If they
died
made
on
it
that
a little bit more
stupid bird.
obvious, it wouldn't be so much of a ghost town.
But why
the
though?
support phase too is super obscure.
Like they could have done
Yeah.
like a Delubrum
Yeah.
Savage thing where it has all
yes,
those
pay your cipher.
restrictions, and then one where it doesn't.
We
That's all
do
they had
need, I
to
think,
do.
okay, thank you.
I think
Kakona,
the
for announcing
ciphers
that you
is
were Low Ranger.
fine.
We got
Like, I don't
30
really
in.
have a
I think
problem
we need
with
just
the
one more.
ciphers.
I think we came in here with 31.
I do think them making the ciphers take
if
the
it's
same
you
currency
and you're
that you buy the
indisposed,
gear
please
and
let us
shit
know
with
that it's
was
you.
a mistake. The ciphers should have been their own currency that only buys ciphers to like get into the
Yeah.
instance, and I think it would have been
I think
fine.
they just misestimated some.
But the fact that they didn't do that,
enthusiasm
they
for it.
like
I think it's good that
Yeah.
honestly, I think this is the wrong. I think this is the right
it costs
side
you
to
600
err on.
tokens
I think,
that you could
especially
be buying a
like,
piece
given
of
how
gear
people
with, or
complain
that you
about
could
them
be
playing
buying
it
a
safe
glam with.
the job design, which
And
it
that was
turns
kinda
out
stupid.
the reason they've been playing it safe with job design is because they've been cooking for Evolve the whole time. But them playing it safe with like content design, I think I would have been more disappointed than.
But
like,
yeah, I think this guy's
this is the
completely
kind of
delulu.
like mistake that I
and the
willing
dev
to
team was
forgive,
also completely
personally.
delulu. No one
I
was
can
going to do
understand
this
people's
outside of
frustrations,
a
absolutely.
outside
but,
of a
like I'd rather
pre-made.
they err on the side of experimentation
because they made it impossible
than
to do without a
playing it
pre-made.
too safe. We still
Like,
okay.
the
We have
choices
31.
they
Good. We have
made.
31 in. That means our only slightly scuffed Fast Hallways, Demon Tablet,
This is a pickup
and Dead
pre-made.
Stars and Beyond question mark run is about
This
to
is a
happen.
pickup pre-made, and a pickup pre-made is just fine. You do not have to have a
More
static
fun
for
notes.
this. You
I've
can do a pickup
made
pre-made.
a hobby of
but you
joining
do need a
Coleda's
pre-made.
20-man run attempts, which are also wiping the Dead Stars, but for entirely different reasons. One of which is the fact that solo healing it turns out is actually pretty tough. Not impossible, but it is tough.
Yeah,
But,
solo healing
you
Dead
can't
Stars was
normally
kind of
enter this
hard.
place with only
I
20
can
people.
com-
We have to
I
pay
can
4
say,
people.
yeah.
We have to get 4 people to join, donate a cipher, and then abandon and go enjoy the fresh pot fate. So every time we like do the 20-man lower man runs, like I'll pop into Horn and I'll say, if you want free pots, just join our run and dip, and we will get people that will do that. But yes, you can clear. You should be able to clear this fight with only this whole thing with only 20 people, but they have to know exactly what they're doing, and they have to be using phantom jobs like to the fullest of their ability. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I said this was going to be a rapid run back, and I think it is. So make sure you're on the correct job. I think we need a bard in this party in E, actually. Don't jump down until we have a bard. Bard. Go Bard Mia, thank you. And I'm just going to say... I reserve.
Yeah, this Mighty March.
In case we didn't have a
it's
mark
a
on yet.
heal over
In case you didn't mark
time,
it, 'cause I
increase
wasn't
max
paying
HP
attention.
by 20%
I'm
and
just gonna
restores the
go-
amount increased.
Yeah,
It's really good.
This is fine.
It's also got this Heroes Rhyme,
Right.
which is
Night
just
Dancer,
another.
even monk buffs on the rock.
It's 122nd, which
are
is a.
accepted here.
It's just another raid buff.
Was there any other needed
It's
jobs?
pretty badass.
I was just checking my own party.
This just gives everybody 4%
I'm assuming that we still have
damage
our time
on,
mages.
Like, short cooldown.
Namely, 1 and 4 should be noting that they have a thief. 2 and 5 should be noting they have
And
a
then
restraint.
Romeo's Ballad
3 and
is
6 should be
a.
noting that they have a time
It's
mage.
like a time.
And we'll make the
bullshit.
lack of other things work. Geomancers are also good. There are ways to work around having basically anything other than a time mage. There's a soft lock at Lock Wards if you don't
It's
have a time
weird.
mage due to the
Like,
guy with
we
the
wiped on
dispellable
Demon
Impulse.
Tablet because
But
so
other than that, there are some very jank
you
things
saw
you
how
can
the
do
meteors had to
compensate for
go
the
through
lack
the
of,
Demon
you know,
Tablet
a
to the other
critical
side,
roll
and like
one
all
sort
the
or
meteors
another.
had to drop on the
We're gonna
same
do
side.
pull time 2800.
Our first wipe was 2 meteors
Especially
did not go
if your
through
party
at,
is
like,
low manned
5%.
right now,
It was
which is,
really,
I mean, all
it
of
was really
ours,
lame. Oh,
but
I do have to eat it.
Especially if you have like 4 or 5. Please be on
But
point for those towers. Don't
you
get
can
greedy.
survive if 1 meteor doesn't do it right, but you can't survive if 2 meteors don't do it right.
Good
So
news
that was our
about
first
Fort
wipe.
Towers, everything does scale down, so we will
But
have
otherwise,
less
this boss
health
is, like,
for us to chip
pretty
through. 20
fucking
seconds to full
easy.
time,
I guess you do have to be careful where you aim the knockback stack
15
markers.
seconds to full time,
15. Alright.
10 seconds. Remember, caster LD1 will be at 3 seconds on clock. 5. 3. Here we go for the last time. Big Mitts, Demonic Dark 2. Going through, this is a knockback first. This is a knockback first. Don't be under him, but be close. Going through another knockback. We got another knockback. Good job. Keep it up. Stack those tank busters in the middle here. Four, 5, 6 through. Back half is safe. 4, 5, 6 through. The back half of the arena is safe. Do soak your tower. Don't get greedy. Parties and towers. Resolve it nice and clean. Good job. Got some rotations coming. Right side is safe. And then 1, 2, 3, get behind. Everybody, right side is safe once again. Once you're here, remember, you're gonna need to spread out, and it's gonna be comets once again. Please spread out 1 through 6 if you like. If you see a comet, you need to go to the big field comet in the north or the south. If you have a stack, if it's pointing away from the tablet, you need to go across. It's pointing toward it, you stay. Comets across, backward stacks across, back half is safe, backward stacks across, backward stacks across, go, 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 good job. One of these stacks is incorrect, back half is safe. Ride the forward stacks to safety, not the back stack. The back stack is a trap.
Oh, that is a trap. Oh, what am I doing?
The one going to the comet side is also a trap. Good job for those of you who do not take the bait.
Literally.
Good job with the comet baits. Way to keep that all in the back.
I'm an idiot.
Go ahead and get our dead up as soon as you can. Left side is safe, and this is a flip-flop. Left side is safe. This is a flip-flop. We are staying right here on the one marker. Right side is safe on the back here. Stay here, unless you're that berserker doing berserker things. Fun fact, that side is a literal face laser blasting our berserker for fat damage. Our healer is working tirelessly to keep them alive. They also get an extra thrice come ruin stack, so they are trusting you to not botch towers. 4, 5, 6 go through to the north. Gonna need those time mage dispels. More fun facts. If one of our time matches happens to be dead, you can dispel the other ad by pressing into the tablet. It's like barely in range. Unfortunately, it's not in range for attacks though, so. Can't win them all. Cool. Last mechanic. When you all know and love the floating towers. It's 4, 5, 6. The high numbers are the ones going high. Everybody up to the tower side. This is a knockback. This is a knockback and then tower. You can either prevent it and ride the close one, or you can ride to the back right one. Knockback, prevent, or knockback. 4, 5, 6 in tower now. Into your tower, into your tower, into your tower, and then it's going to be front right safe. Front right, front right, front right. No explosions, good job. Even with such limited staffing.
Limited staffing.
Critical underfunding. Left side, left side, left side. Left side. And we will be getting around back. This guy. Around the back, around the back, around the back. Left side is safe once more. These rotations are completely predictable other than the left-right direction. It always does twice the same way, and then a flip-flop, and then twice the same way again. But you might be on the face side and might need to switch around the back. Comets across, backward stacks across, comets across, backward stacks across, knockback, 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 knockback first. Alright, bait those at the back.
Time
nice and respectful. Don't let that 1.5 tempt you. Ride to safety. Get yourself out of the danger zone. And finish this guy off. Good job, everybody. Okay, make sure we don't have any DCs. Chemists pick people up if we got anybody on the floor. Let's say that. Captains,
honestly, I don't see what markers are even
or anybody,
for there.
Oh,
I guess like technically you have to learn where your tower is.
At the end of Demon Tablet, please yell either in voice or in hold. Hold, hold, hold. And yes, big shout out to Team 3 doing that perfectly, never missing their tower. Good job. Okay, so does both sides still have, you know, high side has their sweeper and pacer? Do we have sweeper and pacer on low side as well? I see the thief. Excellent. All right. High side, drop down to Bravo East half with me, and let's make hallways happen again.
I mean, we're getting a lot of Sanguinite. This is like, I'll be able to upgrade some gear finally from this. That I've been sitting on for a while.
Alright, welcome back again to Letter Side Hallway. I see we have a trap detected. Ranger, you're free to pop. If you are in tower groups 4, 5, 6, PF Delta Echo Foxtrot, you should be down in East Half. Take your free to pull these two in. Please get your slows, Time Mages. Watch for the Dispel needed on the Beetle. Focus the Manticore if you can. Left hammer is going out, be on the right side, be prepared to switch. Right side of the Manticore. Get ready to switch, and kill. Okay, we're gonna ignore that trap again. There should be no traps ahead, so we can go through to the staircase. Geomancer, be prepared to suspend. I see you suspended already, good. Tanks, you're free to pull into the staircase. Once they're pulled, Geomancer, you can go in and touch the orb. Tanks, whenever you're ready. Alright, the floor is dispelled. Bring them inside so we don't get murdered in a tiny hallway. See if you could go detect. There is a trap. Ranger, you're free to pop. Whenever you're free. Okay, traps pop. There shouldn't be anything at the top of the stairs anymore, so we can go ahead. We're turning left this time because we're not collecting our bonus chocolates. Just to get a little bit more prod on Dead Stars. There is a silence orb that is passing by. Please care. There could be a trap in front of this pack of mobs, just a little bit closer. Sweep the left and right side. There it is. Ranger, please pop. Be careful to not pull with your thing. Okay, good. And tanks, you're free to pull. Focus the Archimoth if you can. Careful of that connecting hallway. And then check it for the Geo Pit. Fun fact, Phantom Bards can interrupt the small ads casting. If you see orange from the small ads, you can interrupt them for a little bit. Not the Archimoth, unfortunately. Orange, slows are wearing off. Watch out for the unslowed mobs. Alright.
Thieves can steal the weapons from the tower weapons.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. Alright, no traps here. Tanks, you're free to pull. Geo, when they're pulled, you can go activate trap orbs. Focus the Manticore if you can. Left hammer's going out. Be prepared to switch. Switch. Watch dodge the orange still. There's a silence orb coming out, so stick to our right side if you can. Manticore's dead, nice. There's a trap ahead. Ranger, you're free to pop when it's clear. And there will be a super trap in that connecting hallway, so Ranger pop that one first, and then and let's detect that super trap in that connector, and stand back behind the trap control orb. Ranger, please pop that trap at max range. Should be about here. Be able to stand. Oh, it's a little bit too close. Alright.
Oh my god. So there's two tiers of traps. The little traps are like the regular ones, but you saw the range
Hey,
on
you can
that,
pull them into the alcove on the
super
left
trap.
side. Just bring them in there, just to give us a little bit of space.
Oh, that's a lot
There's a
of
trap
shit.
on the right side. Ranger, you're free to pop whenever you want, as long as it's clear. A good insta kill on the Manticore. Focus the Archimoth down. Good slow. Alright, cool. Ranger, you're free to pop that one when it's clear. Don't walk too close to that, just hug the right side. And we should be good. You can throw more falcons at the bridge down there to see if we can pop. Behind the door is safe, so there's no traps there. A little bit more forward. Yeah. And the left side maybe on that forward art? Okay, nope, we're good. No traps behind the door because we saw one in the hallway. And that's it. We'll just wait here again. Oh, they're actually coming around.
Alright, we get to do the thing again. I'm scared.
Good job to everybody. Thank you for safe speedy hauls. Alright, let's take a quick moment here to make sure that our markers are set back up. Again, they are depicted, and I'll have, at the end of all this, I'll have people do a ready check. But if anybody had any questions about mechanics here, now is the time. Also, let's make sure that any party with a chemist has a chemist in another group marked. Let's see. Can our chemists announce themselves? Just low res or high res or low chem, high chem. There we go. Ideally, your marker goes on the chemist on the opposite side, so that they can be easily targeted. I'll announce for Mina. Message in the Discord chat. Let me check it. Yes, those markers are. Oh, those markers are too close, technically. Well, some of them are correct. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Those markers are correct and perfect. Yeah. I think they might be like you might want to pull them like a hair out, but they are in the correct area. Like, they should be centered on these intersections. But they are roughly in the correct space, yes, Azu. I'll take a screenshot of mine. Right. Alright, given that there are no questions, also Team 4, dude, keep in mind that Team 4 is, at 4 or was it Team 4 that is exactly 4, or is it 3? If we happen to have a samurai in Team 2, bonus points if at the end of your snowball knockback you parry the third snowball for an extra hit just to back them up. But if you don't know how to do that, no pressure. But Shirahadori can be used after the first hit to soak a second if you're clever about it. Anyway, assuming our chems are marked, we can give this thing. Do we have is it just 2 chems today, or is it? Do we actually have 3 here? Let me just confirm that I want
Yeah, I'm gonna have to level chemist.
We have
I think
4.
if I'm gonna end up
So let's
healing
make sure
this,
that
I should
okay, yeah, we
probably
have
chemist leveled.
blue. Oh, we have
I haven't
5
leveled it at
chems.
all.
Okay.
I have
We're gonna
all the
need to
jobs
really push
unlocked,
some
but
damage,
a
I
lot of
think.
them are not leveled.
That is okay. Yeah, I count 5 chems in the party. Okay, that's okay. Probably save 2s for snowballs then. Just make sure that you've got a couple people marked in case you need to get some reses out. So I'm gonna mark at least one other person for my group. Bind 3 and square. Okay, everybody, let's do a ready check this time. And once everybody is ready, we will set a pull time. I'm gonna yell 5, ready. 6 and 5. 1, 3, 4. Purple, please, for party 2. Two is ready. All right, we're gonna do a pull time. Let's do 33:30, so 20 seconds. Let's keep it lively. Ten seconds. Coming up faster than you think. Number 1, 2 left, 3, 4 right, 5, 6 straight ahead. Here we go. Dead Stars once more. Get some AoEs off right at the start. Make sure you got your stance and things and all that. Okay. Right. Make sure to adjust if your tether looks weird. Check your debuff if you're not sure. At least one green needs to come to A, otherwise we're okay. Alright, get ready for slimes once more. Don't get hit by the point blank AoE here. Get ready for a tiny little raid wide. Get ready for slime time or something like that. I think that's the
let's
joke.
do the mechanic.
Face north. Or facing whatever it is, and check your debuffs carefully
I need
here.
one red. We'll start here. You're gonna stay at A. We're gonna stay at A. We're gonna move to C.
4 hits.
A.
Let's be West
Move
6.
to C.
Yeah. Careful not to get Venn diagrammed there.
I
Alright,
have 3
little
dead
raid
in my
wide,
party.
and
Oh,
then we're gonna
no.
jump out between them. After this jump out, get people up so we have them ready for big heals that will be necessary for Delta. Chase them outside. That is 1 going southwest to the 1 marker, southwest to the 1 marker. Rescue people if you can, if they're not transcending. Get ready to get back on your boss.
Here's the big, nasty, ugly hit.
Right to your boss, 3 big hits. Make sure to mitt. This is Delta attack. Big mitts, big hits. Okay. Point the
No,
stacks
I
out.
couldn't.
Point the stacks
oh
out.
my god, what did we... I so much up!
Yeah, point these outside. Make sure you're healthy. If you can. All right. Get ready for snowballs. 1, 2, 3 is the southwest ball in order. 4, 5, 6 is the north ball in order. The tank
Man,
needs
I
to be
had
in the
Kara,
front.
I had Hollows, and I
Every
had
single
Mighty
time.
March up, and that wasn't enough,
1, 2,
and
3
I used
southwest
Numa
ball.
in the
4,
middle
5,
of
6 north
it.
ball in order. Tank in
Holy
front each time.
shit, man. What did it want?
That's the 1-4 line. That is the 2-5 line.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
think
the
my
2-6
dot
line.
mattered.
Pull the tethers straight through the middle. Pull the tethers straight through the middle. Ride the melee to the edge. Melee to the edge with this stack. Kill the ball if you can. Give it your best shot. We have a stuff ball. Yeah, we have stuff ball. Chem reset if you can. Come to the south. Come to the south. Chem 1 chem wall. Start rezzing chems. Start rezzing chems. Chem 3 is res. Let's see if we got one out in time. Wait for the reset if you have it.
Well,
Sorry, I didn't call that.
I feel like
res
I'm actually
early
pretty
enough.
good
Let's
at
see.
doing
We have
the
one?
doing the slimes.
I'm assuming by the
Yeah,
looks of it,
I
don't
probably
think we
should have
do.
used
Well,
Pan
that's
there.
okay.
I thought
It is 8:05.
because the thing
We got
is,
the
Can,
extra
there's
touch from
a
Dead Stars that
there's
was
a
promised. You got
multi-hit
one
stack
extra
buster
copper for personal
after.
spoils if you remember to open it.
I have to save
GD.
something.
I don't actually know if I did. Good job. Return and let's re-level.
Okay, we don't
You don't
gotta
need to leave
raise.
the instance. If you want to leave instance, you can. But if you plan on making any other run, yeah. So that is actually one
Yeah,
of the
I should
spicier
probably
things
use
about
Pan
Lowman
there.
is that the
It's.
snowball
I just
stack
thought
can
that
hurt,
I thought
especially if it
all
doesn't catch
3 would have
everybody.
been
There are a couple
enough,
things
but
you
I
can
guess
do
with
to
no
mitigate
tank
that. One
mids.
is obviously stack tighter.
I did Numa in
and
the middle of
closer
it.
to
If
the
you
wall,
watched,
because the
I
procs
did
damage is
Numa. Like
individualized.
after the first hit,
One is obviously more
I was
mitts.
Numing.
One little trick that you might not know is that
It went off.
Pilfer
We died
weapon
anyway.
can be used on the snowballs. Even though they are immune, they are vulnerable to feint and pilfer weapons, so you can send that if you're
Yeah,
like,
I'm pretty
the
sure I
thief in
used
group
Krasis.
1 or
I'd have
4,
to
you're
look
already
back at the
pretty close
VOD,
to the
but
ball.
like if I use
Or
Numa, I
if it,
use
you know, rolls
Krasis like
through you.
99% of the time.
But more than anything, yeah, that's just one of the risks with running a low man is that the snowball does kick.
Where are we going?
I did notice that one of the balls was at 1 stack. That might have been, was it because the final stack was missing enough people? Or was it one of the initial line stacks? I don't know if anybody noticed. If nobody noticed, that is no problem at all. But just keep in mind that, yeah, snowballs is absolutely like the first big pug wall. Ah, okay. So attrition going into the second line stack. Yep. That is one of the big risks of low man here. If you're playing knight or samurai, I am of the opinion that it is very much worth learning the tech for how to soak an extra hit to help people out. As with most of the mechanics in Dead Stars, there's like there's a vulnerability up that occurs after things like the snowball or a fire tower or what have you. If you take one hit normally, you can use the invuln for a second hit afterwards, and if you have pledge, you can use it for a third hit afterwards. For samurais, that tech is to be at the tail of one line, use knockback prevention, or ride the tiny knockback into the second line, and then use Shirahadori to catch the start of it as though you were a tank, because Shira will parry it just fine. If you're a knight, you can get a second hit blocked using that exact same tech. You can actually block 3 hits, but they won't be all the hits from the same ball because of the way the lines roll out. If you're in a rush, I recommend continuing chaining fates to get your level up. However, the Black Regiment is up if you would like to just do that and be done with it. Either are perfectly fine and perfectly valid.
Southern Pot should be any second now.
Ooh, Southern Pots. Thank you for that heads up. That's not a bad idea. Any second now, meaning within the minute.
Yes.
I'm gonna go do Southern Pots then. Great call out.
They're up.
All right. Pots now benefit from the correct fate scaling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think the funniest thing is that we've been able to successfully bribe people with free pots, but like the free pot play has always been just go to Dynamis. You like all of the pot fates are free on Dynamis. Literally no issues whatsoever. Oh, but man, that guy actually did plummet.
Oh, they killed
That's
it
actually
before we
crazy.
could get there.
Guess it didn't benefit enough. It's okay.
Fucking-
This is sending me to the tower, so it's cursed.
Well, now they're not gonna want to.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I was teaching people over on Aether sneaky strats
Yeah.
of
I'm irritated
Geomancer
about that.
Berserking.
They could have
for
waited
the
for people
pot
to show
thing.
up. We're the only ones in the fucking instance.
Okay. You do what you gotta do.
And there's like 40 people all trying for 20 slots, you know.
Yeah. More incentive to even out the server population, I say. But yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Whatever. I'm not gonna get credit for any of this shit. That's dead.
I think it should
everyone's
still be
split up.
more like bunnies in Eureka, where everybody gets a bunny.
Yeah, I'm a
Some
little
people-
surprised that restriction is in there. I
Black
wonder if it's a
Regiment's kind of
technical
obnoxious.
limitation or if it's
All right.
like,
Well, I guess we're done. Like we're just re-leveling after wiping because you lose
might have
XP
been,
when you
like,
die.
Gearing. Or creating a
I don't
or-
like
or
this
artificial,
one.
like,
This one sucks ass.
slow down.
scarcity kind of thing.
mhm.
I think the irony is that like pots are so insanely popular that like the relic that comes from the accessory that comes from pots is like the cheapest one. It's like
Mhm.
almost as cheap as the what is it? Deep Blood comes from the Fortune Carrier, right?
Yeah, I
That
guess
one,
I
though,
must
that
not
one's
have
cheap
because
because
I
it's
was
useless
fucking
unless you
panicking
actually
trying
have,
to keep everyone up.
the
It's
royal
like
flush.
it's not great when both of your other buffers, like your
Yeah, I
other
got
people who can add
my
mitigation die.
first ring from a
It was just-
pot chest
It's
the
really
other
hard
day.
to do things when
Where
everyone else in your party just
I
drops dead to the hot
was in
pool. Consistently
Watato's
too.
party.
I don't think they did it correctly
I
one pool
DC'd
out of the 3.
and got kicked from tower.
Ah.
And
You got
I
a consolation
got-
prize.
I-
Hell
I
yeah.
got a silver into the gold, and the gold had the ring.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I was like, well, nobody feel bad
I
for
don't
me.
think this is right. No, I guess
I'll take aces. Oh,
well, I'll
I
get
got
my
my
level
spin
back
level
for this,
spin.
and
Oh,
then-
that can actually max out my tank set. Let's go.
Well, I got pretty
That's
far
2-6
on
maxed,
Dead
hooray.
Stars, I guess. That felt like I know how to do the first boss.
I'm
The first boss is easy.
3
I can do
Aether
it without
Spun gold
callouts.
from maxing my Dragoon set.
Very nice.
I feel like I can do the hard part of the second boss. Nothing else in the second boss is that hard. I think the way that they do the snowballs is actually quite easy. But we were just having too many people dead to the hot cold.
Leveled, that's it.
I don't think we would have struggled with it if we just
I can check
had
myself
people
alive.
alive.
Whenever I sign up for Pallada's 4 tower runs, it requires that people be for his 20-man underband runs. It requires people to be fully kitted. And now I can apply as tank and DPS. The other samurai monk past couple sessions.
Was that P Sam Monk or P Monk Sam?
That is P Sam Monk. Or rather, Monk P Sam would be the way I would order it. And that is because we need the Shira for snowballs in play, man. Also, yeah, he has samurai art. He requires they be monk or dragoon, and I believe that is because of the haste and damage buff for monk, and because of dragoon's disgusting plus 40% for Zenny.
Do they have, or like, any, like, speedrun strats or anything for Dragoon?
I haven't looked into it specifically. I haven't done too much research, honestly, as to what the meta stuff for Horn Tower is. I've done, like, I know a little bit of what people discuss, but, yeah, I don't know about speedrun strats or anything like that. It does sound like it's mostly just, like, yeah, just damage maxing, skipping hallways. All I know is I was looking at the Berserker maxing sheet, and one of the things they talked about was how, one of the things that is not worth it is going out of your way to trap cheese bosses. There's some very funny things you can do, wherein you leave a super trap alive, you have a Berserker hang out next to it, and about 8 seconds into fighting somebody like Marble Dragon, the Berserker basically rage invulns the trap, gets teleported into the fight, and carries a trap deadly blow into the boss battle.
Yeah. We were talking about that today, actually, in Knuckles' run, since I was first time Zerking.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, there's all sorts of
a
fun.
$2.2 million deadly blow, or whatever it is.
Yeah. I've been meaning to casually do that kind of thing in hallways, but there's never really been a clean opportunity. Maybe if we like had if I have a session where it's like clearly on lock, and I am in a position where Berserker is the natural thing for me to do. There's a lot of things where I could be more clever about things, but I also have to be a little bit cognizant of the cat mark around my head deceiving people. But yes, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah.
Hopefully you all got level 20 here so that you don't, I actually had I saw my first victim of, well, it might not have been my fault, to be fair, because I try to tell people to hit 20 afterwards, but I saw at least one person got suspended from Knuckles' run because they weren't 20 going in. I was like, oh no, was that me? But it's also possible they dipped early and just missed it. Yes, I'm glad you all had fun. I'm glad you could all make it out. Watato is doing a standard LFG run tomorrow at about 30 minutes later than when I started today. Watato's very good. They are a little further ahead in Prog Point compared to my runs. I think it's the minimum explanation run, which is great if you've already seen through Dead Stars. And there is definitely some explanation that still happens anyway. But I recommend that. I will be back on Thursday for the next official Rapid session, and I may or may not continue doing Tuesday stuff. It depends on some other stuff, but you know, please look forward to it. If just keep an eye on the calendar events.
Yeah, thank you for hosting.
Yeah, thank you for helping out. Thank you to all the captains and all the specialists and everybody pointing out the obvious things that I missed. And I will see you guys next time. Have a Lost Freelancers evening. Take care.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.